Hello, this is Liberty Mark 222. I'm making this video in response to what a person asked a question. I made a video yesterday about where I said I believe now that President Barack Obama is gay, okay? And I heard about things about a year ago. This Jerome Corsi, he had this really excellent report on WorldNet Daily, where he interviewed a couple people at least from Trinity United Church of Christ in Chicago, Reverend Wright's church, the one that Barack Obama attended for about 20 years with Michelle. And well, Barack distanced himself after some really controversial sermons that Reverend Wright said about United KKK States of America, and just different really racially offensive kind of things. But anyway, he also I looked at his report again, and it kind of details different books that have been written by black gay leaders talking about this down low kind of lifestyle where black men go to black churches and they're gay, and then they get married to a black woman who is a beard, who covers this man and gives him acceptance in the community, especially the black community. Now, this person whom Jerome Corsi interviewed, he said that she had been in the church for 20 years, that she personally knew the Obamas, and but she was afraid to reveal her name or anything because it was dangerous, I guess. And the reason she said that was because there was two black men. What's their names? I guess I better look this up. I hate to read stuff like this, but okay, here it is. Donald Young, he was 47 years old. He was a choir master. He was gay, openly gay, and he was killed December 24th, 2007, before Barack Obama's elected. Multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Larry Bland, he was a 25-year-old. He was shot multiple times also in 2007. And he also referenced this Larry Sinclair. He's a white man, and he wrote a book called Barack Obama and Larry Sinclair: Cocaine, Sex, Lies, and Murder. And he's charging that he had sex with Barack Obama and used cocaine twice with him. Okay, so like I said yesterday, in the Bible it says that a matter would be established with 2 or 3 witnesses. So you have this Jerome Corsi. He interviewed this lady at the Trinity United Church of Christ. You have this Larry Sinclair. You have Joan Rivers, of all people. She says he's gay. You have the Secret Service man. He just published a book, I think it's in April or May. It says called the Black House, where he says that Barack Obama's gay. He had multiple lovers every day. All these different mostly Muslim guys. So you have multiple sources, multiple people that are testifying that Barack Obama is gay. Okay, so this person, so I believe that he's gay. Okay, this person asks, what difference does that make? Who cares? That's his own personal life, right? Okay. Well, first of all, he's the president. Okay, he's got his finger on the nuclear button. He can declare war. He invaded Libya. They're fighting over in Syria. He's withdrawing troops from Iraq. They're sending troops to Afghanistan. He does executive orders all the time. This whole thing about illegal aliens coming in through the border, he's not stopping them. The whole idea with Benghazi, with Troopergate, with IRS being used to attack enemies, as far as like the Tea Party. And so he's a very powerful man. He, not only that, he influences public opinion. In 2008, before he was elected, the support for gay marriage was at 40%, and now it's at 53%. So he's influenced, and he said when he was running for president that he supported marriage. He didn't support gay marriage, so he reneged on that. He turned back on that. And to me, well, and also in that same manner, what does it matter? When Joan Rivers says, "We all know it," the American people do not know that Barack Obama is gay. They don't accept that. I would say 99% of Americans don't think he's gay. Okay, he portrays himself as a family man, 2 children. So who is we know? I guess Joan Rivers. She's a gossip columnist. She was on the Johnny Carson show for years, so she knows all the New York people. She interviewed with David Letterman, CNN. They didn't come down on her. She didn't even apologize. She said, "Oh, it's a compliment that I called Michelle Obama a tranny." Oh, the trannies are very beautiful people. She didn't even apologize. So, who are the we people? It must be the upper echelons of society, the rich, the powerful. So, if the rich and powerful know these things, if the heads of corporations and the average American doesn't know this, this is a huge tool to use against Barack Obama for blackmail. They could say, okay, you're gonna pass this thing, or we're gonna out you, or we're gonna start putting pressure this way. And I had an incident. I was working in this engineering firm, and there's an engineer that they had. His name was Timothy Llewellyn. Okay, we were working at the Denver International Airport. This is about 1993, and one of the things they had to do was test the soil, the compaction, the concrete, all the different things for the airport, right? Well, it was really funny because this guy, this Timothy Llewellyn, did not act like an engineer. He acted really strange. But they needed somebody to, sign off on the documents and put a stamp on it, right? Well, it comes to find out that he was working with some asphalt paving company, and their pavement job was no good. And he was saying that they'd have to tear it out and everything. Well, guess what? They start threatening him, saying, well, we know that you don't have a certification that it was a lie. And so this comes out in the Denver media. They come over to the engineering firm and are filming it and all this. And they had to redo all the, they just redid the books and had, engineers go through it and redo that. But this is a huge lie. This guy was just lying. He had the stamp from some surveyor in Pennsylvania. Well, I'm just saying, people can get blackmailed really easy there. The second thing, well, a very important thing to me is if somebody's telling the truth to me. When I feel like somebody's lying to me, it really destroys that relationship. You can't have a relationship with somebody that you feel is lying to you. And when I feel like this Barack Obama is lying, when I think his whole life is a lie, I don't even want to hear anything about him. And for that matter, I think it would be appropriate, because of the national security issues, that he be impeached, that there be an investigation on this whole thing. And so I think this is very, very important as far as the truth. It also has to do with deception. It has to do with the media. The media was saying how Barack Obama is so brilliant, and he's had no job except a community organizer. He's never ran a company. He's never had a payroll. And we got the media saying that he's so brilliant. It makes them look utterly stupid. It makes them look like... And so that comes to another point. Motivation. What are their motivations? How do we know who he is? There's a lot of people that say he's a Muslim. There's a lot of evidence that he's a Muslim. He wears a Muslim ring. He was photographed wearing Muslim garb. He was raised in a madras. He went to a madras in Indonesia. His parents were Muslim. So I'm not saying he's a Muslim per se, but there's a lot of evidence about that too. So what's his motivation? We're fighting these wars in the Middle East with people that are Muslims, and then we got this thing about Al-Qaeda and terrorism, and they're Muslims, and so is he a Muslim? Motivation and who you are inside makes a huge difference. And then also, as far as hiding, if he's a homosexual, I say he's a homosexual. Now, when somebody hides something, some kind of sin or some kind of thing like that, it's very hard to handle that kind of thing. And a lot of times, people that hide sin end up getting addicted to different things, especially drugs. Now, this Larry Sinclair, he says that he did cocaine with Barack Obama. I think this is in, when was it, 2007, something like that? Okay, now, if you got the President of the United States, he's got his finger on the nuclear button, okay? There could be war anytime. He might have to be woke up at any time. And he's taking drugs. How do we know? If he's taking cocaine, how do we know that he doesn't get stoned out of his mind and he's not thinking right? It takes somebody has to have a clear mind. What would you think of a president that was drunk out of their mind, and the Russians just let off some nuclear bomb in Ukraine? What? And he can't even respond. He's incapacitated. This is what matters. There's so many things. I couldn't even list them all. Being a Christian, people think, oh, what difference does it make if somebody's gay or not? Well, if you believe the Bible, the homosexuality is wrong. And that has a whole thing to do with authority. So who's controlling Barack Obama? How does he make his decisions? Is it about money, power? Is it about maybe being a Muslim? Is it about his own thinking or something? Some kind of secular thinking? Is it is he a Christian? He says he's a Christian, but he must not believe the Bible, or does he believe the Bible? These things, there's tons and tons of questions, and it seems like it's all hidden. You know, they had a huge controversy. You know, Donald Trump even got involved with it as far as his birth certificate. Where was he born? And then he finally publishes his long form, and it's some phony online thing that was manufactured, and it was even incorrect. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 inconsistencies, things that they're not even correct. And then we got the Republicans that's it's correct, it's everything. They backed off. And so I have no trust in the Republicans whatsoever, especially Boehner. I have no trust in Barack Obama, and I feel like, as far as their motives, it seems like they're trying to destroy this country. You know, it seems like we have like what Alex Jones is saying, where they're making concentration camps. I mean, this whole thing about 9/11, there are so many issues as far as false flags that it really needs to be investigated. He needs to be impeached, and you know, even each person, our morals and who we are matters, and being the president matters even more, 100 times more. My life, if I died today, it wouldn't make any difference. Maybe to my immediate family, but nobody would even notice. If Barack Obama died, that would be a big deal. That would, you know, be a huge difference. So anyway, this is Liberty Mark 222. Thanks.